Mikey Garcia versus Robert Easter Jr. Unification fight. WBC lightweight champion versus IBF lightweight champion. Or, 135-pound title holder. But this is a good fight. I really dig this fight. I think this is one of the best fights of this month, of the month of July. They're going to be unifying in about 2 weeks, or maybe a little over 2 weeks now. The fight's going to take place July 28th. I think this is a really tough fight to call, and I think it's a difficult fight for both men. Now, most people might feel that Mikey Garcia should beat Robert Easter Jr., and I understand why, but I think this is a tough fight for both of these guys. First of all, Robert Easter Jr. is much taller. He's much taller, as you can see on the screen. He's much taller, and he has a way longer reach than Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia has never fought somebody who's this tall and who has this much of a reach advantage over him. I've been following Robert Easter Jr.'s career for a long time, way before he became a champion. And I've been following Mikey Garcia's career since like 2010, 2011. So I've been following Garcia for several years now. And I would say I started first looking at Robert Easter Jr. when he was a prospect, back in 2013, 2014. So I've pretty much been watching both of these dudes since the start of their careers. Now, I do believe that Robert Easter Jr. isn't as talented as someone like Mikey Garcia. I do think that Mikey Garcia is a better technical fighter. But I do think that Robert Easter Jr. poses a threat to Mikey Garcia, and I do think that he is a talent himself. Now, Robert Easter Jr. is acquaintances with, he's actually good friends with the guy that Mikey Garcia schooled, Adrian Broner. They're good friends. Both Robert Easter Jr. and I believe Adrian Broner signed Robert Easter Jr. or did something to his team years ago, but they've known each other for a while. Robert Easter Jr. has quoted that he will never fight Adrian Broner because he sees him like his brother. Both of these guys are undefeated, so this is a fight for the unification against two young undefeated guys. Robert Easter Jr., in my opinion, should really take advantage of the fact that he's much taller than Mikey Garcia. He should make Mikey Garcia chase him. You see what I'm saying? Because he has the longer reach. I think this is the most difficult fight that Mikey Garcia is going to find himself in if Robert Easter Jr. plays his cards right. If he uses and takes advantage of the fact that he's so much longer and so much lankier than Mikey Garcia. All right, if he forces Mikey Garcia to chase him, I think Mikey Garcia is going to have a difficult time. Now, when it comes to Robert Easter Jr., he has a kryptonite, and his kryptonite is inside fighting. Every time Robert Easter Jr. is in a position where there's a guy all up in his grill pushing him back, that's when he's at his most vulnerable. That's when you see him getting lit up the most. That's when you see him taking punishment. When he fought Richard Kame was really giving Robert Easter Jr. the business. He was beating him up at times, and it was because he was getting inside on Robert Easter Jr. Like he was all up in Robert Easter Jr.'s face. That Russian guy, I forgot his name. I apologize, I forgot his name, but that Russian guy, that Russian opponent that Robert Easter Jr. fought, was going on the inside against him, giving him issues. Robert Easter Jr. struggles with inside fighters. He also struggles with movement. I believe in his last fight, I covered his last fight, it was against Javier Fortuna. Javier Fortuna was a shorter guy, a much shorter guy than Robert Easter Jr. But if you look at that fight, Robert Easter Jr. was having issues with Javier Fortuna because Javier Fortuna was moving. He was moving. He was forcing Robert Easter Jr. to follow him. And he was countering him. He was doing a good job in countering Robert Easter Jr. But I just don't think he was doing enough. That's why he ended up losing that fight. But he was giving Jr. a lot of problems with that movement. And I know I said that it should be opposite for Robert Easter Jr. He should be the one making Mikey Garcia move, which is true. I think Mikey Garcia struggles with guys, because I forgot the guy he fought, but I remember when he had that comeback fight. It was against this opponent who was like coming up in weight. It was a Dominican fighter, I believe. Forgot his name. Forgive me for that, but I remember the dude he was fighting was moving, and he was giving Mikey Garcia issues. I also believe Mikey Garcia struggles with movers. That's why I think if Robert Easter Jr. and his team were smart, they would force Mikey Garcia to chase him. But in me saying this, I also think that Mikey Garcia should also try and outbox Robert Easter Jr. because I saw a shorter Javier Fortuna outboxing Robert Easter Jr. I saw that. I don't think Mikey Garcia is necessary. Like, Mikey Garcia is not a typical Mexican fighter. Typical Mexican fighters, they normally are aggressive fighters, right? And that is one way to beat Robert Easter Jr. But Mikey Garcia doesn't fight that way. He's more of a technician, right? When have you ever seen Mikey Garcia come forward with no defense, throwing hooks, trying to knock his opponent out? He doesn't fight that way. He's a technical fighter. He throws a jab. He tries to counter his opponent. A lot of his knockouts come from counters, right? He's a counterpuncher. So Mikey Garcia fights more like Juan Manuel Marquez than Antonio Margarito, basically. He's more of that type of Marquez type of style. He's more of a technical Mexican type of fighter, right? Or Mexican American. But to beat Robert Easter Jr., I think you have to beat him. There's two styles to beat him: inside fighting and outside boxing. Because I don't think Mikey Garcia is really good at inside fighting. I think he's more of a technical fighter, and I think he's better at moving. I think he should try and take that approach and try to outbox Robert Easter Jr. I think that will give Robert Easter Jr. Problems because he'll have to chase Mikey Garcia. But like I said, in saying that, I also think Robert Easter Jr. should also do the exact same thing to Mikey Garcia. He should, because he's taller and he has a much longer reach, he should force the shorter Mikey Garcia to come after him and try and force him to go after him. And because he's such a short fighter, and because he has a he's not a good inside fighter, he's going to be having problems trying to land cleanly and scoring points against Robert Easter Jr. If Robert Easter Jr. plays it safe and plays it smart and has Mikey Garcia and forces him to go after him, I think that's his best bet against Mikey Garcia. But either way, I like this fight. I'm intrigued by this style. I think there's a good fight. And by the way, there was a bunch of people saying that Mikey Garcia was going to duck Robert Easter Jr. Well, he just proved you guys wrong. One thing I like about Mikey Garcia is he is a risk taker. He's fought a lot of guys that people thought he wasn't supposed to fight. People didn't think he was going to fight Adrian Broner. He fought him. People didn't think he was going to fight Robert Easter Jr., but he's fighting him. He's even called out Miguel Cotto. He's called out. He's really trying to fight Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? He's even wanted to fight Vasily Lomachenko. So this is a guy that I like that about Mikey Garcia, is he's willing to step up and fight these dudes. I don't see no duck in Mikey Garcia. So I gotta give Mikey Garcia, he's taking these challenges. He's fighting these dudes that this is a risky fight for Mikey Garcia. You know what I'm saying? But he's taking these chances. And I also have to give credit to Robert Easter Jr. because this is also a risky fight for him. Mikey Garcia is no pushover. He's a top elite fighter at 135, 140. So I gotta give both of these dudes credit for taking these fights because both of these dudes are young. But this is good. This is what boxing needs. Boxing needs two young guys willing to risk losing it. Willing to take risks. So you gotta give credit to both Garcia and Easter. You know what I'm saying? This is, like I said, a difficult fight. I don't know who's gonna win this fight. I think it's difficult for both of these men. That's why I'm intrigued. I like fights like this. I like fights that I don't know who's gonna win because it makes me want to see more. If I know a guy is gonna easily beat another guy, it's like I don't even care about watching it because it's like, all right, this guy's gonna easily beat him. What's the point of watching him? But this fight intrigues me, and I don't know who's gonna win. And I think they both have talent, and they both are capable of beating each other. This is why I'm intrigued. This is why I'm actually really looking forward to this fight. I really, just like with Joseph Parker and Dillian White, I'm intrigued with that fight, and I really want to see it. I feel the same exact way with Easter Jr. versus Garcia. So like I said, don't miss this fight. I think this is a good fight. I think it's a good style matchup, and I think it's a fight that could go either way. Don't be surprised if Robert Easter Jr. wins, and do not be surprised if Mikey Garcia wins. It's one of those type of fights. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'm out.